I am not cognitively impaired. You know what I'm saying? No. But I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, Wendy. What happened at the hospital?
We want to talk. Hi.
What happened at the hospital? Are you okay?
We want to talk.
Wendy Williams, a figure renowned for her unfiltered opinions and bold personality, has once again captured public attention with her recent response to a judge's alleged threats during a live interview. The former talk show queen,
hours after our TMZ documentary dropped on Tubi about Wendy Williams, the wheels are now in motion to end her guardianship. We found out that Wendy has just signed an affidavit formally asking the judge to terminate the guardianship. She says, and these are the words in this affidavit, we're told, that she has regained her capacity to function normally. It's true, a couple of years ago, she did not have that capacity. But anybody who watches this documentary, I think it's going to be clear that has all changed. She seems like the old Wendy right now.
who has faced a series of personal and financial challenges, addressed the ongoing legal battles surrounding her guardianship with a fierce determination to reclaim her independence. In a display of her characteristic bravado, Wendy confronted the perceived injustices of the legal system, making it abundantly clear that she is not willing to be silenced. In the wake of the release of a documentary detailing her life and struggles,
the judge in her guardianship, not her guardian, the judge declared her legally and permanently incapacitated. That after Wendy was diagnosed as having dementia. But dementia is a progressively deteriorating disease. And Wendy has improved since getting that diagnosis in 2022.
Wendy has taken significant steps toward regaining control over her affairs. She has signed an affidavit formally requesting the termination of her guardianship.
There's some good news, honey, for Wendy Williams. It looks like she's one step closer to getting her freedom. Yay! Woo. Now, she reportedly signed y'all papers asking the judge to end her conservatorship now. And next week, she'll be evaluated by a doctor picked by her new legal team, who she hired y'all to set things right.
Asserting that she has regained her capacity to function normally. This declaration marks a significant turnaround from a couple of years ago when her mental and emotional health were in question.
How am I doing? I'm still in prison, so to speak. I can't go out. You have to have keys to open the door.
This morning, I spoke with Nightline co-anchor Byron Pitts, who just interviewed Wendy for an ABC News doc that dropped today on Hulu.
How's she doing, in your opinion?
My sense was she's doing okay. Clearly there are things in her life that got her to where she is now. And is she fully past that, as many people seem to think? I'm not sure about that.
It's really expensive where I am. $18,000 a month. Out of my money.
Observers of the documentary noted that Wendy appears to be returning to her former self, exhibiting the charisma and confidence that once defined her career. However, the path to freedom is fraught with obstacles. Judge Lisa Soff, who oversees Wendy's guardianship,
This that isn't working. Wendy describes where she's staying as a luxury prison. Her guardian counters that she's receiving the best care there and that it was all mandated by the judge. Well, Wendy is able to use the phone in her unit at the assisted care facility and has been giving a lot of interviews over the last couple of months. Wendy denies being incapacitated and she sounds relatively clear. I'm not a BSer. She's not as sharp as she was when she was doing the Wendy Williams show, but she doesn't seem out of it.
Has threatened to impose even more restrictions on her after Wendy publicly disclosed the conditions of her residential facility. The judge has proposed relocating Wendy to another facility.
Why did you go to the hospital in the first place?
Well, I went to the hospital. I was having a little agina, and to go to the hospital. Look, where I live, you know what I'm saying, at this memory unit on this floor, I just needed a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? I needed to see the doctors, so that's why I went to the hospital.
I see.
You know.
All right.
And then while I was at the hospital, I also got blood drawn for my thyroid, you know. But most importantly, you know what I'm saying, being at the hospital, it was my choice to get an independent evaluation on my incapacitation,
raising serious concerns about her level of independence. In an email obtained by TMZ, the judge expressed skepticism about Wendy's ability to handle the independence she has been granted, citing her previous diagnosis of dementia as a basis for her concerns. Despite these challenges, there is a glimmer of hope for Wendy. Reports indicate that she has shown significant improvement since her dementia diagnosis in 2022.
There was some unusual activity going on in Wendy's bank account. Wells Fargo froze the account and initiated a guardianship.
Okay, and that's where the guardianship happened. And I didn't mind it at that time at all because it's about my money and keeping my money safe. You understand what I'm saying? But at this point in my life, I want to terminate guardianship and move on with my life, if that's possible at all.
So because it was a voluntary guardianship in the beginning, it was fine because Wendy wanted to get some discussion with her finances and get things together. What ended up happening was Wendy didn't realize that this person was going to take her whole entire life.
In a bold move, she has taken steps to end her guardianship, including signing necessary documents and preparing for an evaluation by a doctor selected by her new legal team. This evaluation is a crucial step in her fight for autonomy, and Wendy has expressed her emotional frustration over the situation, questioning the judge's reasoning for imposing further restrictions on her life. She has likened her current living conditions to a prison, emphasizing the limitations placed on her freedom.
There are rights that the guardian has to tell the courts whether or not they should be restricted. The essence of guardianship is to act in the best interest of the vulnerable adult. So I'm going to go down the list of rights that I have to tell the judge whether or not the person should have the rights or retain their rights or lose their rights. The right to marry or divorce, the right to reside in a place of their choosing, the vulnerable adult choosing, and consent or withhold consent to any residential or custodial placement, the right to travel without the consent of a guardian, the right to give, withhold, or withdraw consent, and make other informed decisions relative to medical, mental, or physical examinations.
Wendy's living situation has been described as a luxury prison, with her guardian asserting that she is receiving the best possible care. However, Wendy has vehemently denied claims of incapacity, maintaining clarity and coherence in her communications.
This is Wendy Williams crying panicked in an assisted living facility where she claims she's only been let outside twice in 30 days and she's not allowed to have visitors. Now this is all happening because similar to Britney Spears, her family filed to put her in a guardianship where they had full control over her money and her care, and they put her away in this assisted living facility. She was able to communicate from her room that she feels that her family is taking advantage of her for monetary gain, and I don't think guardianships in and of themselves are necessarily bad things, but I think when you have family members who have everything to gain from you going into a guardianship under them, that it's almost inevitable that they're going to be taken advantage of. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.
She has voiced strong objections to her court-appointed guardianship, arguing that it unjustly confines her and restricts her ability to resume her career. Wendy's frustration is palpable as she reflects on the restrictions that prevent her from living life on her own terms.
I feel like I'm in New York City, right? And by the way, my apartment has been sold, thank God, a while ago. But I'm in this place where the people are in their 90s and their 80s and their 70s, and even when people are 60 like me, hey, I'm sexy and gorgeous. I am 60. Look, please, July 18th, 1964, honey. But look, these people, I don't care if they're 50 and 60. They have, look, there's something wrong with these people here on this floor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. She can call us. We can't call her. That's been the reality since 2023. Wow. Alex, that room that she's sitting in, she's there every day, all hours of the day, every week, every month.
The legal battle surrounding Wendy's guardianship has drawn parallels to other high-profile cases, raising serious concerns about the potential for exploitation within the guardianship system. Wendy has expressed a deep desire to terminate the guardianship and regain control over her personal and professional life. She has highlighted the limitations imposed on her rights and freedoms.
How do you come down on where Wendy Williams is at right now?
It is, in my estimation, often criminal. It is criminal what happens to many of the up to 2 million Americans who are in guardianship right now. I mean, when your viewers need to realize when you're guardianized, you're declared an incapacitated ward of the court. All of your civil rights are taken away, like freedom of speech, the ability to hire your own lawyer, to decide where you're going to live. You get no more civil rights. And then the court takes all of your assets, no matter how much or how little you have, and they put those assets in the name of a guardian. Well, that guardian may be a total stranger, as it is in Wendy Williams' case.
Including her ability to make decisions about her living arrangements, travel, and even her medical care. As the controversy surrounding Wendy's guardianship continues to unfold, her guardian has come under scrutiny for the management of her case. Allegations of conflicts of interest have emerged.
To the index of other news, former talk show host Wendy Williams has been hospitalized following a wellness check by authorities here in New York. Police responding to a 911 call at her assisted living facility about a woman in distress. She reportedly dropped a note out her window saying, "Help, Wendy." She was taken to the hospital for a cognitive exam. Walking on her own to the ambulance there, she has previously been diagnosed with dementia.
Particularly regarding the judge's receipt of campaign donations from individuals involved in guardianship cases. This has raised ethical questions about the integrity of the guardianship system and the potential for abuse of power.
This is my niece, Alex.
Okay. How do you feel about the Free Wendy movement?
How do you feel about it? Fabulous.
Fabulous.
So, our recent events have been unbelievable. Talk about
We came back from dinner, and apparently police were called. But I was told that at some point, police were called because the coterie here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval, which according to everything that we have learned in terms of this whole situation, wondering exactly how that correlates with the statements that the guardian has made, that Wendy is able to come and go as she pleases,
right,
and that there are no family visits that are blocked.
Wendy's family dynamics have also come into play, with claims that they may be taking advantage of her vulnerable state for financial gain. The complexities of her situation highlight the potential pitfalls of guardianship arrangements.
Wendy Williams' assistant living rep blasting the media for inaccurate information. I see him talking about her on the Breakfast Club. I was wondering what was going on.
Especially when family members have a vested interest in the outcome. Wendy's case serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges faced by individuals under guardianship, as she seeks to reclaim her autonomy and voice.
Y'all, do you know Wendy Williams' guardian has just broken silence? She wants to know that her and Wendy are the best of friends. And don't you know, we haven't been holding her hostage. We've sent her down to go see her father and to go to her for her father's birthday and her son's graduation. Mind you, they sent her down with not a penny in her pocket and not even a debit card. They are spending Wendy's money on whatever they want and not giving her a penny back. You guys, this is a fast, in my opinion, crumbling con. I think the judge is in on it. I definitely know Sabrina, the guardian's in on it. And I think that law firm that handles this type of things is 100% in it.
In a system that has, until now, kept her under tight control. Recent incidents have further fueled public concern about Wendy's well-being. A wellness check prompted by a distress signal from Wendy.
Wendy was last seen in public at a holistic store back in August, taking a photo with a fan in New Jersey. The former talk show host was also the subject of a Lifetime documentary that was criticized for showing Wendy at her lowest, looking out of it and perhaps not fully aware of what was going on.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges.
The lawsuit was filed by Wendy's court-appointed legal guardian and apparently was triggered by those heartbreaking scenes in the documentary where Wendy was seen looking out of it and perhaps not fully aware of what was going on.
The court papers seek an injunction and a temporary restraining order and reveals for the first time the identity of Wendy's guardian. She is New York attorney Sabrina Morrissey, who specializes in guardianship and estates.
In which she reportedly dropped a note out of her window asking for help, has raised alarms about her living conditions. Following this incident, she was taken to the hospital for evaluation, where she walked to the ambulance on her own, demonstrating her physical capability. Despite her hospitalization, Wendy has been seen in public, including a recent dinner outing with her niece, which has led to questions about the true state of her health and independence. The ongoing legal struggles and public scrutiny surrounding Wendy Williams.
I was literally just reporting that there was something fishy about the release of Wendy Williams' diagnosis of having dementia and aphasia, and the timing of that was almost as if they were trying to discredit this documentary that's about to be released. Well, now according to TMZ, it looks like Wendy's legal guardian, that's not her family, is trying to put a halt on the release of this Lifetime documentary. So according to TMZ, a lawsuit was just filed against Lifetime's parent company, A&E. They said a woman named Sabrina Morrissey, who says she's acting in the capacity as a temporary guardian of WWH, presumably Wendy Williams Hunter, just filed a lawsuit against A&E television networks, but she did it under seal, meaning the public can't peep what exactly she's running to court for. TMZ says there are a few clues that could indicate what this might be about, and all signs seem to point to some connection with the Where is Wendy Williams two-part documentary that's dropping on Saturday.
Highlight the complexities of guardianship arrangements, particularly when family dynamics and financial interests are involved. As Wendy continues to fight for her freedom, the controversy surrounding her guardianship remains a heated topic of discussion.
Saying Wendy Williams' guardian has broken silent amid New York agency investigations. She said, as New York agencies investigate Wendy Williams' guardianship, the lawyer for her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, if you have anyone that is being cared for by Sabrina, you need to run and go and get an independent evaluation too. Sabrina Morrissey is pushing back, calling recent media coverage untrue, inaccurate, incomplete, and misleading. I think that is all lies. Now, here's the gag. I think that anybody that knows anything about court is rolling their eyes saying, Sabrina, baby girl, you are done for, okay? However, and this is the most important thing,
her story resonates with many, serving as a cautionary tale about the potential for exploitation and the importance of safeguarding individual rights within the guardianship system. In the face of adversity, Wendy Williams remains a formidable force.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia and aphasia. Her guardian, attorney Sabrina Morrissey, made the disturbing revelation in court filings.
Did you see a neurologist to find out if I'm crazy?
Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today? Keep it there.
Determined to reclaim her life and voice. Her journey is emblematic of the broader issues surrounding guardianship, raising critical questions about autonomy, rights, and the ethical responsibilities of those in positions of power. As the public watches her fight unfold, Wendy's resilience and courage serve as an inspiration to many who find themselves in similar situations, reminding us all of the importance of standing up for one's rights and seeking justice in the face of overwhelming odds.